Hey guys, I am here with my weekly What Sold video. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Heather. I go by the Canary Closet everywhere and I am a full-time reseller. So I'm going to let you know what sold this past week for me on Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, and eBay. This can help you with your reselling business to see what's currently selling, what you should be looking for at the thrift stores, and maybe some Bolo brands. So this is from December 20th through the 26th. Sales did pick up a little bit, but of course it still was literally right during Christmas. So did definitely have a couple of slow days. So we are going to get into this. My timer is going to go off in 10 minutes because I'm trying to make a sourdough loaf and I have to stretch it and fold it every half hour. So I will pause the video when the timer goes off, but just so you know, be prepared for that. Let me know if you guys have got into the sourdough journey. I've made a loaf once and I've made sandwich bread and I've made bagels. And they've been pretty good. I made some bread too, like some rolls, but my family didn't super love them. Okay, we will start off with Depop. I had 4 sales on Depop. One was this Lululemon jacket. This sold for $46.80. This was a size 2. I actually found a dollar bill in the pocket of this jacket at the thrift store, so that's amazing. This was a Define jacket, maybe. I'm kind of forgetting. It did seem like a little bit of an older style, but I feel like this color was really on trend. It got a ton of attention right away. So that was an excellent find. Next up, I sold these UFO shoes. These sold for $32. This is kind of like a brand that I think is known for their comfort. I've sold them before in sandals as well. They were a women's size 7 gray slip-on, and then the logo for these, it looks like this, almost like 2 oval O's. And then it says it right here on the inside. So I would pick up this brand if they are in decent condition, if you can get them cheap enough. They do sell pretty good for me. Next up was a pair of Doc Marten sandals that sold for $90. So this was great. These were a pair of vintage ones, like back in the day in the 90s that I wore. Very chunky, very heavy. Certain styles can sell better. So I found this like twist style online and looked up comps. So you want to check, and I've had some before that had like almost like a sun pattern on the middle that had done really good. So these were a size 9, really excellent style. I did pay $20 for them, but I will easily pay $20 all day to sell something for $90. Next up, I sold this Free People purse for $60. I actually found a few of these purses, all new with tags recently, and I paid around $18 a piece for them. So I've already been selling a few. I think I have 2 left, but they have been very popular. So really excited about that. It's a really cute green, very big, oversized, like hobo style bag. So I was excited to make some sales on that, and that's it for Depop. Mercari, I had one pathetic little sale, and it was a pair of teaks. I just picked these up recently at a consignment store. These were a pair of brown leather slip-on shoes, size 9. I don't think I talked about these last week. Hopefully not. I remember showing them to you in a haul recently, but definitely still pick up teaks if you can find them in good condition. I think I paid $5 for these. I had a different sale on Mercari this morning, but it was a really old item that I forgot to delete off of there, so I had to cancel that. So that's it for those 2 platforms. Let's move on to Poshmark. I ended up selling this Lululemon Swiftly Tech, and Keegan actually told me this was the relaxed Swiftly Tech, which I've never sold before. I didn't know that. I didn't end up putting it in the title or find a stock photo, but it still sold in a larger size. It sold for $33, which is great. I am still trying to sell things for a $20 profit or higher, and this does give me this with my average cost of goods. I do talk about that in an upcoming video of my plans for spring summer. So I'm trying to, my goal for next year is to make 100K profit. I have actually made over 100K gross this year. So I mean, some people call themselves a 6-figure reseller. When that happens, I don't like to say that because that's not real. Like, you're not, I mean, I got that much in sales, but I didn't make that much profit. I want to make that much profit. In order to do that, I need to make $275 profit per day, which would equal 10 sales at $20 profit or more, I think. When I did all the math, I think I would need to make 10 sales a day. So I might try to go for more sales a day if I'm selling things for lower with spring summer items like short sleeve tops, skirts, shorts, and things like that. But we'll see. But anyway, that's my goals. Big goals. We'll see if I can reach it. I think I'm around 65K right now for this year. So it is quite a bit more, but I feel like I've been doing really good lately in my business. So let me know if you guys have any goals for your upcoming year of reselling. Let's go back. Next up, I sold this J. McLaughlin sweater for $38. This was a 100% cashmere, size medium. It was a really soft pullover sweater. That might be a newer J. McLaughlin tag because I don't feel like I see that one very much. So I was excited to grab that. Next up are these Judy blue jeans. These sold in like 24 hours for $33. These were in a size 14. And I need some water. I'll bring some down after I get done with my bread. Distressed high-rise wide leg crop. Very quick sale. I think I paid $8 for these. But my average cost of goods is right now around $6.50. So that's what I do when I do my numbers. Unless I paid up for something. I feel like I pay up for stuff a decent amount, and I feel like I kind of remember when I do. I don't keep track of each individual item of how much I paid for it. So, like, for example, those Doc Martens, when I was doing my numbers for that day, which was yesterday, I subtracted the $20 from my cost of goods. I didn't just only count it as a $6.50. And I don't add in the really big, like, pay-ups with my average cost of goods because I feel like on average I don't pay that much. So I try to just do my normal, like, everyday Goodwill shopping. And then if I do pay up for something when I do my numbers at the end, that's when I would just subtract that amount so I can just make sure I'm, like, understanding the right profit that I made, if that makes sense. This is another Free People bag. Oh my gosh. I might have to pause it now because my throat is really dry and I have 3 minutes left on my timer. I'm going to pause this now and I'm going to come back to you guys. Okay, I'm back. This is a Free People purse. It is another one that I got with those other bigger hobo bags. There was only one of these. I think I paid around the same amount, $18, $19, $20 for this one. It sold for $50. New with tags. Again, kind of a similar, not like super big hobo, but like a sling type bag. Oh, that's my timer. We're just going to reset that. Hey Siri, set my timer for 30 minutes.
Okay,
I have to do one more. Reminders. Okay, you guys are seeing all that. One more stretch and fold for my dough. Okay, that was a good sale. Next up was a Lucky Brand hoodie that sold for $10. I got this thinking 90s Y2K because it looked like something definitely that I had or saw people wearing back in the day, but it sat for a really, really, really long time and it only sold for $10. So it did have a little stain in the sleeve. So I was glad to move that out of my store. Next up are a pair of Lululemon leggings that sold for $27. These were called the Awakening leggings. They were in a mauve color, like a purple. They did have some ruching on the bottom. I actually left behind quite a few pieces of Lululemon yesterday at the thrift store because it was just like stuff that's not desirable and not selling anymore. Next up was another pair of Lululemon pants. These ones were men's. These ones did sell good for $40. They were the City Sweatpants in a size large, like a sage green color. So you can see all the numbers around there. And you can start with the M. So that's how you can tell they were men's, that it has an M, not an W, and end with the S. You can also do the L, but I usually just start with the M or the W. And that does pull up the style name for me. Next up after that, we sold another Free People hobo. This one sold for $45. I don't really need to show you guys this again. So had it listed for $60, accepted an offer of $45. A little bit less profit on that one, but that's okay. I'm trying to, especially when sales are slow, I try to take more offers, like more aggressive offers. It's kind of tough though because I do still want to get the $20 profit. But if I keep declining or countering so many things, I'm just not going to make any money. So I'd rather make some money. And then when I make the really like bigger sales, that like makes up for it. So like if I accepted something, like I wanted to make $33, I wanted to sell it for $33 so that I could make my $20 profit after they take out fees and everything. If I accept 30 rather than that, but then I sell something for like the $90 Doc Martens, that makes up for the $3 I lost in that sale. So kind of evens out. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking with that. Next up was a new with tags pair of Athleta pants that only sold for $18. Athleta is just not it for me for the most part anymore. These were the cream Delancey pants, a textured like moto skinny, and they just didn't do good. So that is almost always a pass for me at the thrift store. Next up is an Eddie Bauer coat that sold for $10. This was a down puffer coat in a size small. I've had this for probably over a year, so it has went through multiple markdowns. I don't know. I feel like I've gotten some Eddie Bauer that does good, but it has to be like larger sizes or something. I don't know. And maybe that was just too old of a style. Next up was a Ming Wang cardigan that sold for $40. So that was excellent. This was in a size 1X, so I do like to pick up Ming Wang in the plus sizes. This was a black and blue like knit cardigan sweater. It had the hook and eye closure there. So that was a great sale. I love selling that brand in the plus size. I sold this new with tags, I think, Nasty Gal dress. Yes, this is not a brand that I normally pick up, but since it was new, it was plus size, and it was like beaded sequin, very heavy, very fun, interesting style. I looked it up, and it did have pretty good sold comp. So $40 on that. That is a good sale. How has thrifting been for you guys? Have you been out since after Christmas? I went yesterday, and it was so good. I had 2 really good stores, so I'm so excited to go again today. I have to film this, and then I have to film another video that's actually coming out Saturday, so you guys are going to get a bonus video this week. I'm doing a collaboration of 5 Bolo brands that I found this year and 5 that I want to find next year, so make sure you subscribe and come back on Saturday for that. And there's going to be a lot of us, so you can watch everybody's and learn some new brands for this year. I sold this Peruvian Connection coat. I've contacted the buyer because I don't have it, but she hasn't messaged me back, so I need to probably message her again. And this wow, if I can speak, this is the last sale I had on Poshmark for the week, so very few sales on Poshmark. eBay was better. It was a pair of Merrell boots. This sold for $36. These were a pair of tall Carly Conquest boots. I've had these probably since last late winter or early spring, so definitely for a long time, so I'm glad to see them go. And that's it on Poshmark. Let's go on to eBay. Oh, that's my captions. I'm trying to use ChatGPT to make captions and to like help me with some of my social media stuff, and I want to see if it starts getting me more views, because I feel like I am bad at that kind of stuff. So I'm like, let me just use AI and see if it can help me. And so I've been using them, so we'll see if I feel like I notice a difference in views. Okay. Next, eBay. That's December 27th sale, right? Yes, that's being talked about next week. This is a North Face vest. This is new with tags. It sold for how much? $65. I just picked this up recently in a size 3X, the Shelby Rascal hooded vest. This was a super quick sale, so I was glad for that. Next up, I sold this Allie Miles top for $14. This was in a size extra large. Green polka dot. I'm trying to only get this now in the plus size, but also it had this little spot. I think if it didn't have the little stain, I probably could have got more for it. I sold this Acris Punto sweater for $30. This was a striped merino wool pullover sweater, so nothing special, but a good little like bread and butter sale. Next up was a pair of Athleta pants that shockingly sold for $28. I don't even remember buying these. They are called the Bounce Back Joggers, and they're in a size extra small, so apparently they did pretty good, at least for Athleta. I didn't fill up my humidifier all the way last night, and I feel like that's why my throat is extra dry, because I started it at the beginning of the night, but then it ran out, so it wasn't running all night. Next up were a pair of Merrell men's shoes that sold for $22.80. These were the Burnt Rock suede like hiking shoes. I don't know. I guess they just weren't a good style. I seem to have better luck with like the leather boots, like the mid-top ones. Next up is this Burberry coat. I paid $105 for this style Encore, to be very transparent, but after cost of goods and fees and all of that, I still made like $50. So I don't care, because I felt like this was like, yes, I want to sell this Burberry coat. I know, like, I'm pretty sure I can sell it fast. It's a classic style, and I can make some quick money. So I literally did. I made a quick $50 in like 2 days. So that's not, some people don't like to pay up, but I'm like, why would I not do that? Why would I not buy something that I can make a $50 profit on in like a couple days. Because if I bought something for $5 and then I sold it for whatever, I made $50 profit, obviously I'd be really happy. So why am I not happy? It's still $50 profit no matter what I spent. Anyway, this is classic trench. It's a vintage one, I think, because it said Burberry's trench coat. So I was really excited to get that. I think I got that on Christmas Eve. So that was an extra good sale. Next up was the brand The Great. This was a sweatshirt that sold for only $12.50. I've had this for a while. I don't think this brand does that great anymore. Okay, that was pathetic. I don't think this brand does that good anymore, for real. I think it was intentionally distressed, but it did not do good. Next, I sold this new with tags Farm Rio Anthropologie dress. This, however, did excellent. I think I paid $20 for this at a consignment store. Sold for $120 with a 20% off coupon. Retailed for $228. So really nice sale there and a very quick sale. So I'm happy about that. Next up is this Abercrombie & Fitch men's jacket. This sold for $40 with a coupon. It was kind of a vintage one. It was missing one button and it was corduroy. So I think this was like a Y2K or 90s. Next up were these Free People pants. These used to be Grace's. She cleaned out her closet before Christmas. And these were a pair of size small, creamed, ribbed velvet, high-rise flare pants. And that is an eBay sale. Do you guys want a sneak peek for next week? Oh, you guys are going to be so impressed by this pair of Crocs that sold for $12. Okay, that's sad. But you know what I'm doing? I'm doing a 75% off sale for things that I've had for, I think, a year or more. So at that point, I'm like, I don't care what they sell for. Anyway, back to these. Excellent sale. Some of the items she gave me, I tried to take to consignment and they didn't take them. Those sold for $33.60, by the way. Next up was an Ally Miles top, sold for $28. This was in a size 1X. Orange, striped, oversized, tunicky. So maybe they don't quite sell for as much as I want to. $28 is still pretty decent. I sold this Ming Wang sweater for $40. This was in a size extra large. It was pink with black, like, little studded rhinestones or, like, beading type thing. So that was good. I sold this Stio shirt for $45. I like to sell Stio in, like, the sweatshirts and the pants. An outdoor brand. You want to look for that little logo, whatever that is. Do you guys know what that is? Kind of looks like a pineapple, but also kind of looks like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Anyway, be on the lookout for that brand. I sold these Freebird boots, another Freebird sale. This was so good. This sold for $80. These were Freebird by Steven. I paid, I think, $15 for these at a consignment store. They did come with this little, like, sponge for the leather. Freebird by Steven. Excellent brand to be on the lookout for. Next up was this JMLin Shirt. This sold for $42 with a coupon. What are these sales from, you guys? The 20th. Okay, we're on the 22nd. This sold for $42 with a coupon. It was an equestrian print. So I've been passing on a lot of JMLin, but with certain prints. And for some reason, it seems like things that have this horse equestrian print on them tend to do better in a lot of brands. So that was good. Next up was this vintage Evan Picone sweater vest, Argyle. I got this style-based. I've had it for a while, and it sold for $20. It was silk, so I don't know. I guess that made it kind of more valuable, but I wouldn't get that again. I sold this Eileen Fisher sweater in a size extra large, black merino wool. This sold for $42. It was a V-neck, and it sold very quickly in like a couple of days. So that was a really good sale with a coupon. Next up are a pair of Allegria shoes that sold for $31.20. These were the Deborah Viewmaster multicolor shoes. Leather, slip-on, comfort. I don't pick up everything Allegria, but I try to look up the style numbers. Some of them can still do pretty good, like bread and butter sales. Next up are these Dango Sandals in the middle of winter. They sold for $33.60. They're a pair of leather, brown slip-on sandals. They were in like new condition, which is why I grabbed them. Hardly any toe marks, so these were really cute in a size 39. Next up were a pair of cut from the cloth jeans that sold for $39 with a coupon. I think this is the newer cut from the cloth tag, this gold shiny one. The Anna High Rise Fab Ab Flare, so it was a good style. I wouldn't pick up everything with the new gold tag, still look up the style, but that was excellent. This was a vintage Betty Boop shirt that sold for $39 with a coupon. It was from 1997 because you can see that right here by that little C in the bottom. The buyer actually messaged me and said, can I get a discount? And I didn't answer right away. And then they just bought it. Maybe they realized that they could use the coupon. So that was good. Next up, these two items sold together. Yeah. Ming Wang vest in a size extra large. $25.60. Black cable knit with the faux fur. That was okay. And then a new with tags Talbot sweater. New with tags size 12P. A wool nylon blend. And that one sold for $35. After that, I sold another Burberry. So wow, 2 Burberry in 1 week. That's kind of unheard of. This was a men's vest. Sold for $220. This I got at the Goodwill for $8, which is absolutely crazy. So excited about this. So an excellent sale. This, of course, was getting lots of attention. The comps were all over for this style or for like men's down puffer vest. So I priced mine like kind of high, but then I accepted an offer that was kind of in the middle of comps because I'm like, especially when sales were so slow, I'm definitely going to be taking a $220 offer. It looks like eBay did have to authenticate that, but it does say it was authenticated, so that's good. And it was shipped to the buyer, so yay. Next up was a JMLin dress that sold for $33. So the dresses maybe can have a little bit more value than like the tops. This was a Bryn jersey knit belted dress. So that was a nice sale there. Next up was a Polo Ralph Lauren men's sweater that sold for $70. It did have the shawl collar, so that's this like long fold over collar. You do want to use that in your keywords. Men's cardigans can be pretty good. I did end up selling this myself as this was a time where I was like in desperate need of inventory. Otherwise, I usually give most of the men's stuff to my brother, but that was a really good sale. Next up was a Miracle suit. This was a women's size 22 black polka dot Aurora swim dress. Miracle suit is a swim brand that I almost always pick up. That sold for $33. I sold these Hunter boots for $50 with a coupon. I think I paid $10 for these. These were a women's size 10. Blue matte rain boots. They were in pretty good condition. So I was glad to make that sale. This is getting returned maybe. They haven't opened the return yet. So it was a new with tags North Face 3X thermal ball jacket, but it had a flaw. It had like a little rip in the front. But like the day after she bought it, she messaged me and she's like, do you accept returns? Because I ordered too many coats and I'm going to return this. And I'm like, kill me now. But she hasn't opened a return thing on it yet. Let's see where the tracking is. If it's got to her. It says it was delivered on Monday and it's Friday now. Maybe I'm going to get lucky and she won't return it, but I'm not going to have high hopes for that. Next up is a pair of Stuart Weitzman sandals that sold for $72, which is excellent. First of all, that I'm selling sandals and Stuart Weitzman, but it was the newer font and like a really cute style. So here's that newer font kind of looks like. You guys can see in this picture. And these were in, I think they were new. Yeah, I think I called those new. So that was a really nice sale. And that's it, guys. That is it for my sales. Let me know below how your sales were this Christmas week. I hope you guys had a really good, a good week. And I hope I can talk. Oh, we're still celebrating at my mom's next week because my sister is in Florida. So we still have a little bit of Christmas left. But anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. Again, come back on Saturday for a bonus video. And then Sunday, I'll have another video for you. I am going to continue with my 3 videos a week. So I'm excited about that to hopefully grow my YouTube channel in this next year. All right, I'm going to get going on my next video. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.